What up, though? What up, though, lad? Chill with me. Let's talk about these two announcements that were made for Smack Volume 5 while I was away for a bit. I'm going to start with the one I found out about over the weekend. Amin versus Swamp, two of the emerging talents in the game right now. Very charismatic, bars, aggression, presence. Ace has lyrical ability. He's complex, but he can be aggressive and real street and gritty. Talk to you, all that good stuff. Swamp, his presence is crazy, unique style and delivery and voice, and they both can create moments. And I feel like this battle is going to weigh heavy with that. I feel like I don't know if we're going to get a great complete three from either, because honestly, if I'm being very objective and critical, I haven't seen three complete fire rounds from either, and I've watched multiple battles from both. Also, I'm a little worried because I feel like this battle is too soon for them. Because when you're in the same group or close in the same time span of being out, you're going to eventually cross paths. But it's about building that momentum to where the fans wants to see it. And then when it finally gets announced, they're like, oh my God. The feedback from this was it was good. I'm pretty sure their fans were happy. But neutrals were kind of just like, really? Like already? I mean, if you look at a prime example on this same card, Twerk versus Av, people been asking for that battle for a while. And you see the feedback it got once it was announced. It was like, oh my God, it's great. Because we've seen their journeys and now we know exactly how crazy they are. And we've seen them at max potential. We've seen them reach their maximum potential at some instances. So now we're like, Av at his best versus Twerk at his best, it'd be crazy. I haven't seen Swamp at his absolute best and Ace reach a ungodly level yet. You know what I'm saying? So we haven't seen them even reach their peak yet. Maybe they can reach it versus each other though, right? I mean, I remember JC and Chilla, they created a classic going against each other. They didn't have no big name battles to do that with. So it can go either way. So that's why I'm kind of a little 50-50 split on how I feel about it. It could be really good, or also you have to factor in that, breath control with Ace getting a little bit winded. You also have to factor in that Swamp has choked in a couple of battles before Don Marino. So you don't know. I don't know how clean this battle is going to be, but I definitely think they're going to both have some bright spots, some bright moments. So it should be interesting. We'll see. Next matchup, the last battle announced for Smack Volume 5. Another one that was a curveball, came out of left field, man. Sue Surf makes his debut on a volume series versus Reed Dollaz. Philly shit. Okay. So my initial thoughts is, if you're going to bring Surf to finally appear on the Smack volume, I would think you want to give him the guy that he said he wanted to battle on a volume, or the guy that he said fits that mold as far as pushing his pen to a different level, because he wants a challenge where people think he can't do something as good. He want to prove him wrong. So naturally, I'm thinking JC or Iron. John, I never thought we was gonna get him versus Surf on a volume. I think if that battle ever happens, which I'm still unsure about, I think it's going to happen on a big stage. I don't think that's going to be a volume battle. But I definitely saw JC and Surf on a volume setting. Maybe it could happen. Maybe, and I don't want to play Reed and say maybe this is a tune-up, but maybe it might be a tune-up to get him acclimated to the volume style and all that. But he's been in small rooms before. He had one of the better small room battles in the boutique here in Michigan. I think it was called Burnt Rubber over there in Royal Oak versus Big T. Millions of views, mad replay value. So Surf is familiar with that, man. He was battling in basements and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing new to him. Reed, small room, ain't nothing new to him. I'm just worried about him just thinking, because I feel like a lot of these guys from the past just don't feel like they have to change anything. And while they talk about, I'm about to bring something different, then you wind up hearing them, it's the same. It's like, what did you learn from your previous battle? If you look at his last two, I believe it was against Rex. He did good. He had some moments. I think that was just a poor ass Rex. So I don't really know how fiery he was. I had to go back and watch. Um, Against Kayshawn, his material just didn't hit for me. He had maybe one or two lines each round that were good, but the rest was kind of just standard, rapping and patterns without any real strong, emphasis or finality to a punch or anything like that. So I don't know, man. I know people. It's a lot of media that represent Philly, so I know they're gonna be riding for him. But I just think this is gonna be kind of one-sided. To be honest with you, I'm kind of giving away my prediction early, which I don't normally do. But it's no way to hide this. I mean, Surf is gonna be the overwhelming favorite in this, and justifiably so. I just don't, barring a stumble, I don't see what Reed can do with Surf, man. I really don't. But we'll see, man. Like I said, we've been proven wrong before, and classics that happen out of nowhere, or great battles that happen out of nowhere. So it all could change. We'll see. But these last two, I don't feel as strong about them as I did about Twerk and Av, and like Arson Chess, and especially Rum and Chilla. But it's. I guess if you judge the card based on this, and I will think this is the last battle announced. That's 7 battles. I would think that'll be it. So out of the 7, if I give it a total grand score, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give this card I'll give it about a 7, 7.5. It went back to a 7.5. I ain't gonna lie. It was at an 8 after Twerk and Av, or no, after Geechee and O-Red. It's about back to a 7.5. But yeah, that's all I got. Like and subscribe. Also check out my really dope interview with A-Ward that's getting a lot of buzz, a lot of retweets and likes. A lot of people giving me really great feedback for it. I didn't think he was going to be that transparent and giving me gems and real insight, but he was telling it all and keeping it all the way real, from his URL talks and negotiations, battles that could have happened on RBE, his thoughts on King of the Dot. It was really good, man. So check it out and support. I got more interviews coming that I can't, talk about. Of course, you would just have to keep in, that's why you get the subscribe and get the notifications, so you'll be like, damn, I'm on it right there, boom, or interview, or some surprises. I got y'all, all right. And also, I got my podcast in 2 or 3 days. It should be released on all your streaming services, Apple, Spotify, you name it. And yeah, man, just follow me on Twitter at Podtier, PODTIER. All the links to all this stuff is in the description. I'm out, and as always, keep it battle rap, love. This content is being sponsored by 420 Brand Clothing. Shop at 420brandclothing.com. They got the latest gear for you, for men and women. That means new arrivals such as the men and women's bubble vests. They got dope hoodies, tees, tanks, jackets, joggers, beanies, you name it, they got it, all right? Mention my name as the promo code. So put LEDGE in all caps, LEDGE, and you'll get yourself 10% off any purchase on the site. That's right. Mention my name and they got you, all right? Also, be on the lookout for the Battle Academy's event. Respect the Shooter. You'll see PA's finest, Bill Collector and K Walker repping 420 Brand Clothing with some custom pieces. I'm telling you, get with the movement. 420 Brand Clothing. Shop at 420brandclothing.com. If you're not familiar, get familiar.